if all of this in my hand does not prove it, it shows that Tartarus is probably the greatest. No, it is the greatest arc of Fairy Tail, of all Fairy Tail. This arc was just absolutely fantastic, and I gotta say, yeah, did it have a few little bumpy rides throughout and all that? Yes. Did like every arc and all that? That's kind of like how Fairy Tail is. It's like, yeah, it has a few bumpy rides over there, but overall the ride is just absolutely amazing. So one of the last like chapters of the Tartarus arc and all that, and it was just pure sadness, just seeing Natsu there, just on the floor, just devastating. And it was interesting that Makara actually regrets saying, you know, I'm not using Luma Historia. Like, he felt like, you know, I shouldn't have used it there. So obviously it shows that Luma Historia like has a great consequence to this using it. Like, so maybe he could have actually stopped like Igneel or something like that from actually even forcibly coming out and all that, because once we found out is that once the dragons actually left the users, it turns out that since they've been destroyed before by Acnologia, is that their souls were like the only things left in there. But it's like what happened to Igneel, like staying strong and all that, that shit was just mad, absolutely sad and all that. And it was just like, you know, like I think honestly, like he could have, like, even without them knowing, he could have let the dragons live for a bit if it honestly wasn't for like Makarov. So yeah, Makarov's probably gonna have to live with, like, because of that. Like, the dragons technically died because of all, like, them. Although they already had their bodies like destroyed a long time ago, their souls are still alive. And I gotta say, even for like a soul and Igneel not having like all his power and all that, I respect him for going in and he managed to do some damage to that piece of shit Acnologia. Fuck that dragon. I want it to be destroyed as much as Natsu does right now. And just when Natsu was just shedding his tears, I was like, as the dragons were leaving. And it was quite emotional for all of them, you know, Wendy, you know, as well, Gargiel, like, you know, Sting and Rogue, all of them seeing their dragons. And it was kind of more explained how that was it. And this was like one issue that I had like for like a while ago in Fairy Tail. Like, oh, how the fuck did, you know, Sting and Rogue's like dragon survive and all that. And I'm glad they explained this, because I regret that statement that I take from that like one chapter of Fairy Tail now. And I'm glad they explained it, and it was that, you know, they were actually warping their minds, saying, oh, so it made it look like we murdered you and all that. So it's like, so they probably just gave them like a little bit of power, and that explains, you know, Sting and everything pretty much about them. And it was like, yeah, that was like a really cool part of the chapter, but honestly the best part of this one was just the Natsu, just like him on the floor, and he's like, you know, and Igneel saying, remember those words, you've got to stand up proud whenever you feel down and that. And it's like, Natsu vows to grind Acnologia's ass into dragon dust. I was like, that's what he's got, as he's there like crying his eyes off. And it was just like, that was just the way how you end the chapter, which is Natsu standing up saying, I will be strong, Dad, I will, but I am gonna beat that dragon down to the fucking ground. And I was like, god damn, Fairy Tail. So if people don't know, actually there was a news article also coming out with the magazine saying that the next chapter of Fairy Tail will be the last of the Tartarus arc. And it also said that we're going to have like quite a long one for the Tartarus arc ending. We're going to have like about 33 pages and all that to conclude that one. So yeah, we're going to have quite a big, you know, beefy thing to conclude the Tartarus arc and all that. And yeah, this is the greatest arc of Fairy Tail. That's just straight up in there. You got that, and you got Tenrajima, and then you got my personal favorite, which is Tower of Heaven. Those are the top 3 arcs for me and all that. Like, I absolutely love those arcs up there, and it's like, it was absolutely great. I absolutely loved it. And yeah, it's just sad to see, like, you know, Igneel, like, what happened to him and all that. And then even as well, like, just because we lost Igneel, it's like we had to lose all the other dragons as well, because they're like, yeah, we did this just to give, you know, humanity another shot, just to like a bit of hope or something like that. So I respect them for going out like that. I think, like, you know, they did the right thing, and it was like, yep, they said they'll look over him after the accordance of Magna Carta, which very makes me wonder if we're ever going to find out anything more about that, when they were saying, you know, like the whole little accordance that they had between dragon and man, and it was the Magna Carta. So I'm very interested about that, and overall, I love this chapter. I felt like it gave the impact that we needed, just to see Natsu as he's like there screaming, his like just like and like crying. I think that was amazing. Like, he did that, and it was like he just wanted to tell him so many things. Like, yo, I learned how to read, like, and write. It's like I learned, you know, I made friends. It's just some sad shit. So I'm definitely gonna give this one a 9. I thought it was a solid 9. Like, yeah, was there much to it? No, but just the things that it did was just amazing, and it's like it was just really sad and kind of like tear worthy. So let me know in the comment section down below, but that's all for me, so thank you very much for watching as always, and I'll see you guys next time.